Hey guys, we're back again with another chainsaw review on a nice wet Wednesday. So we got this one here, another one from Amazon. It's I'm going to start off with the price. This is the Craftsman corded 14-inch chainsaw. It's an 8 amp. I forgot to mention that yesterday was a 9 amp. Not that it really makes that much of a difference. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Alrighty. I am buzzed on chainsawing. Funny, right? I got a little mini chainsaw. Yeah, I tried making jokes, you know. It's been a long day. So anyway, before the rain rains me out, let's get this thing opened. This one is $64.48 is what this one comes out to be. And raindrops are falling on my head. Oh man, why is it every time I go to do something outside it starts raining? All day it was like sprinkling and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get home before the rain starts. Well, I got home. I should have said, you know, I'm gonna get home and do this review before the rain starts. But apparently I didn't have that in my vocabulary, so let's get this bitch on the box. Okay. Of course, I unboxed it the most dangerous way possible, but that is fine with me. Alright, here she is. Craftsman. Alright. The level on it is here. Pushy innie is here. This one you actually push down when you pull it, so that's interesting. This one comes with the blade and everything fully attached. Like I said before, the chainsaw name and the chainsaw are all going to be level in one swoop. You know, you're not going to have this stupid ass thing where it's not. Just like I did yesterday, because I'm trying to make this quick before the rain begins. I'm just going to put you here. The level is on my side here. The weight of it, it's lighter than the one yesterday. Not by much, but it's a little lighter. But it's heavy in this section here, so it's kind of as that teeter-totter. I mean, it sits level in my hand, as you can tell. But you can see the nose sits down a little bit, so that's going to either help me or hurt me. Don't know what type of blade it is that's on it. Blech. It's probably a Craftsman blade. I'm running out of oil. And that is it for that bottle. I am so glad I bought more. Alrighty. Right down to the last drop of Rooney. Okay, let's pull out. The Gazinta's not even in there. Let's grab you guys. Let's see what's inside this box. I'm going to write down the box. Let's see what's inside of this box. I'm seeing nothing else inside this box. So, what the hell? There's like no instructions in this thing. Let's see what's behind door number 200. Oh, yes, there are instructions all the way in the back. Okay. So let's put our Caparoni back on. You can see the fill level is on the holding side. Cap is nice. It's got the little oil cap insignia on it, kind of like if you had, you know, putting oil in your car. Leave all that shit out there. Grab my handy dandy glovers. Go into the dark land of Papa Mau Mau. Of course, I never cleaned anything out from yesterday's chainsawing extravaganza. Now, I said to myself when I was rewatching the video that I kind of prefer you guys not to have ass view, just because it's just not fair. You know, I'm doing a review on a video on a. Thank God we have a president that mumbles. Makes sense for why do I? I don't want you guys to just constantly have ass cam. You know, let's try to leave you guys there and see if we work well together. All right. My name is Bob. I like kids. I like kids touching my hairy legs. Things that make you go, ugh. Alright, let's clean this shit up first. Oh, and we lost the phone in 10 seconds. Well, let's see. Where the fuck did you go? All the way down behind yonder. Oh, this fucking great. Oh, yeah, it's a great start to the video, eh? Fucking phone went down all the way behind the lid. And that's why I had you looking at my ass. Oh, mother of God. There's poop on top of this wood. Why is there poop on the wood? I'm trying to shimmy a piece of wood around. It doesn't. Whoa, motherfucker. The video is going to be the review of Mike dying inside his woodshed. Just trying to find a spot to stick it that I'm not going to lose the fucking phone in like 10 seconds. Alright. Come on, bitch, just stay. You gotta be like a freaking douchebag here. God almighty. Can't find a spot to stick this thing. You know, sometimes I just wonder why I even attempt to do anything anymore. It's just, everything is just, doesn't want to stay. Stick it in one spot, it falls over. Stick it in another spot, it falls over. Put it here, put it there. You know, I don't rehearse my videos. I probably should. You guys are going to want to fast forward all this section here. Me trying to find a spot to stick the frickin' phone. Oh, good. I found a spot, but there's a dangling in the way. Alright. We are back. In black. Actually, we're back in red. Red. Oh! I know the too far. The blood goes in my head. Not that there's much going on in there. That's there. Whew, you ever stand up too quick and you get a little vertigo, lightheaded, whatever the hell you call it? I don't know. What's my name? What are you? Where am I? I don't know. Kansas? Hello. Virginia? Hey. Praise the Queen. Alright, enough political jokes for the next 10 seconds here. Open door. Alright. That makes it a little darker in here. That's good. Everybody likes it a little darker anyway. Alrighty. Well, now we are back in the dark land of Papa Mau Mau over here. Oh, shithole. Where the fuck's the still now? Can't see. Glasses are still tinted. Alright, let's plug there in there. The big one goes in the big hole, the little one goes in the little hole. Apparently not. Oh, there we go. Alright. Let's do like we do, the good old college try. So alright, so like I said before, this trigger, the safety actually goes down, which is good. Your finger kind of rests on it. I like the button better because it's just easier. The trigger resting on it has a little spring to it, and we got power. Wherever the way Tim Allen does it. Over the hell. Alright. Didn't I say I was going to fix this wiring issue above my head? Alright, so like I said before, we're doing one pallet per saw. Which is great. I'm cutting pallets like every day. You know, so I'm waiting for the weekend. Like I said, this past weekend really sucked ass, so this is great. I got this wire literally hanging by my head. It's great. I'm gonna Jeffrey Epstein myself in here. I swear it wasn't me, it was the Killary wire. Alright. Enough of that. What else do we got on here? We have a hook for hanging it on something, which is cool, I guess. I like when there's a hole here because I have screws on my wall where they hang, where the other ones did. But I am seeing an interesting thing right now. So it looks like to lock it and unlock it, you need a socket. And like, you know, I'm not seeing a socket at all. That's good. I'm not seeing like an Allen key. There's no Allen key hole on there, but I'm not seeing like a added socket, you know, where you can tighten it and loosen it type of shit. So you're going to need a socket for that. You guys can see that right there. So that's kind of a drawback. At least the tension is nice on it. The drawback for me is now I'm going to have to carry a socket every time. And with me, there's a good possibility this is a 10 millimeter. I don't know what it is, but just remember you're going to have to socket that bitch to get into there. So that's kind of annoying. Prefer a little crank on it, but maybe the socket thing was better because then it stays tight longer, but rather than the my fucking tongue doesn't know where to land in my mouth. better than the one yesterday that kept loosening, but at least you had access to it. Now I got to grab a socket wrench and, a ratchet and socket and stick it on. It's kind of a unneeded step. But hey, whatever. All right. Stop stepping on my tail here. All right. Freebie. Alright, so what do I think so far of the cutting of it? Well, versus yesterday's saw, the cutting on this is way better. So, what that means is that the, whatever the fuck that thing was called, the Max Lander is out when it comes to cutting. When it comes to the chain staying tight, I'd say that's out as well. This stayed tight. I don't know if it got tighter, but it seems like it stayed tight. But let's keep going. We'll figure out what happens at the end of this pallet. Let's do the pull-out test. I'm going to do it halfway down, then pull it out. The pallet broke, so that didn't work. Okay. Pallet didn't break. That would work great. Let's try it here. Pallet broke a little bit in the process of pulling it out. So for the pull-out test, it has flying colors. There's no grabbing, there's no yanking on it. Nice and thin, just like the one yesterday. It was able to pull out really easily, which is great. Which helps when you're, like, let's say I'm cutting, right, and my extension cord falls. Well, let me stick it between the wood. So I can stick it in and out. But my extension cord pops out because I don't have a tie. Well, now I'm like, I can't get it out. As long as the wood's not pinching the blade, it slides out. Now if the wood's pinching the blade, let's say it's pinching and I can't get it out, I can start it with no problem. This pallet's not really balanced. So a lot of the swinging at me that you're seeing is actually a little mix of a couple things. One, it's the saw, and two, it's the pallet is not flat at the bottom, so it doesn't sit level against the beam over here. So as I'm trying to cut, it's constantly kind of falling back at me. That's kind of what happens as you get further down the line. When you're cutting the pallet, the way that I do it. Of course here, so this is going to be a little tricky here, right? So if I cut this section here, the whole thing's going to fall forward. So I'm not going to cut this one. I'm going to cut all the other ones down so I can keep it here and then nerf the top one. In case you guys wonder why I'm not cutting it completely the same way. That was nice. I was able to do a nice clean cut like that. That was a little tricky without it flying back at me and, the pallet wise and the saw. those specialty cuts that I do, or I call them that free cutting, where I want to see if it will actually be able to free cut. Not that free cutting is a perk of this, but if I get down to a section like this, where it's just too dangerous to cut, leaning against the beam over here, where it's like I'm running the risk of, you know, not really just cutting myself, but running the risk of, you know, dangerous saw movements and so forth. And like I said before, I'm going into this blind. Whoa, exhibit A, things that can go wrong. I don't know exactly how this saw is going to act with something like this, so I always put it against my leg, and we're going to hit it. That is pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. So this piece of wood is only being held on by one nail. That piece of wood had the opportunity to go flying backwards and for me to lose my angling of my cut. I didn't have that whatsoever. So the blade that's on this saw, I would rate this blade so far as a 10 out of 10. Nice cut, another nice cut. Very nice, very successful, very smooth, nothing crazy. We'll hit this one here. A little kickback from the wood, but that's normal, that's what happens. That's why you stand a certain way, so that when the wood flies from the blade, it doesn't take your eye out there, son. All right. Whew. Get humid in here. Wires piss me off. All right, guys, so that successfully did one pallet, and obviously, as it gets humid in here, you're less and less of seeing me, which is probably the best for some people. Oh. Like I'm warm in here. So, how do I rate this chainsaw? Well, for the weight of it, the weight on it is really good. For the blade staying tight, I give it a 10. For the cuttingness, the way it cuts, the blade ability of its cutting, I give that a 10. That blade cuts very nice. It is right up there with the blades that I use, if not the same or better. It is a beautiful cut. What else? See, I was able to do some free cutting with actually one plank of wood that didn't have a nail on. Had one nail on it, so it wasn't exactly 100% sitting nice. So being that it was kind of off-centered, foam not staying, I give that a 0. I'll stick you guys there. Let's see, what else could I say about it? Not the tightness of the blade. It was nice that it came pretty tight, which was great. Future tightening and removing of the blade is a bit of a pain in the ass. You got to use a socket versus, just doing it by hand. So the accessibility to the blade is a little bit more, kind of like more of a step back. I would give that more of like, it's hard to say because it stayed tight for the full cut. I got wood chips in my beard. Oh, this is my white face. Okay. The blade stayed tight the whole time. So using that type of a system versus the hand tightening adjustment, that kind of like knocks up the score for the access of the blade and the tightness of it. If the blade got loose and I have to go and find a socket halfway through the video,